Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you're all here. Yes, I do have a microphone today. I'm very excited to use it. It's the first time of me using it, and I've been having a little bit of difficulty with it, I cannot lie. So if the audio sounds exactly the same, that would be because I do not use the audio, and it would just be for aesthetic purposes today. So today is a second episode. Is it really an episode? It's really not an episode. Part two, I don't know, of me giving my unsolicited advice from a girl who faced her shadow. And by shadow, I mean shadow work. Your bitch did shadow work, and now she's here to give her unsolicited advice to everyone else. So this is the series where I take random queries from the gag forum and give my advice, unsolicited that is, on anything from love, dating and relationships to friendships, lifestyle and fashion. So if you're looking to hear the perspective of a girl who's done a shit ton of shadow work, stay tuned. I can't move on till I let go. So again, I went ahead and picked a couple of questions from the Girls Ask Guys website. It is just full of people with problems, issues, shall we call it, and I'm here to help. I really am. I'm here to do the deed, not me putting up the black power sign. Let's just put that down. So that is today's video for you guys. Little annoying announcements things is I am also open for personal tarot readings. If you're interested, there is a link in the description. Yeah, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, comment below, please give me some engagement, please subscribe, all the annoying things, all the things that help me out though, and are much appreciated. I do have my questions sitting on an iPad over here, so I might be looking over here a bit. So let's just start off with question number one. Let's just dive right in, dip our toes in the waters. The plant is actually in the way of me reading this question, so this will be interesting, but here we go. I'm not removing the plant for aesthetic purposes. Thank you very much. It says, am I being too picky for saying I don't want to go out with him because he says he can't take me out until he gets paid? Just made me think, if I was in a relationship with him, would often be having to wait until he gets paid to do something. Right. So I know some girls who are like this, who are very concerned about the monetary things, and honestly I have no issue with that because we're all different. We all have different concerns and different wants and needs in a relationship. I think necessarily it's not being too picky. It just means that this person isn't for you, as she kind of realized this person isn't for you, because if it's a concern for you, like if it's a deal breaker, then it's a deal breaker. Like, what are you gonna do? I mean, as a society, we like to judge women who care about finances and different things like this, like care about their partner's finances, and are interested in, upholding the idea of chivalry and all these different types of things. I do think it depends on age as well, like kind of what age you're at, because some people care more so when it gets to different ages. Like, you can start, say if you were 17 and yeah, you know what, he probably does need to get paid before he does this, but then you might also consider, lots of points to talk about. My brain's just like, wait. You might also consider that, to me, this might be a little red flag for me in terms of, like, is this person not great with their money, or are they just not making enough to sustain a certain lifestyle? And also, if you want to live a certain lifestyle and the person can't bring that to you, because obviously a relationship is about equalness, if a person can't bring that to you, then from the beginning, then they're not going to be able to bring that to you, I guess. And we really like to push women to be like, stick by your man. Yes, I was with him when he was broke and now he's a famous rapper. We really like these narratives of women who really be sticking by these dusty men. Not saying broke people are dusty, but just in general, dusty men like cheaters and stuff like that. Do you know what? No more. We're not doing it anymore. I'm sorry, it's not happening. You really need to step up your game. And I realized that my friend kind of said this as well, that I think incel, is that the word for like men who don't like women, who have like kind of a hatred towards women? I feel like that behavior is going to start rising a lot more, because a lot of women are growing their finances. They're becoming very financially stable by themselves. They can buy the luxury items themselves. They can live the lifestyle that they want by themselves. So it's like we're really asking men, if you're interested in men or our partners, to be at the same level of us. And if they can't be, then I'm sorry, why would I settle? Like, I'm a bit confused about that one. So I'm gonna go with no, you are not being picky. Thank you very much. I'm loving this microphone life, if you can't tell. I can't remember what I said as well. When I was scrolling on the website, oh god, this time when I was on it, I was like, there are so many whiny ass people on this website, and I'm so sorry if you've been on that website. Maybe you don't count, but there are a lot of whiny people on this website. And this wasn't to do with the whining, but it was just a post. I was getting very sucked into random ass posts, and one was like, would you rather have a broke woman who's pretty or a rich woman who's ugly? Which they love to put these scenarios that never happen out there, but here we go. And a lot of the men said, I don't care about how much she earns, basically. Like, they just didn't care. So I'm a little bit confused, because if you don't care how much the woman, well, I'm really ranting right now, if you don't care how much the woman earns but you care about how she looks, then why do you care that the woman cares how much you earn? Like, I'm a little bit confused there, because then you want her to be brokety broke and you're brokety broke too? I'm not understanding it. I'm not. So I want everyone who agrees with that sentiment, specifically the male species, I want you to reconsider and really think about why that is. Let's move on to number 2, because that went onto a little bit of a rant. I'm so sorry, guys. My Aries descendant just got heated in that moment. So here we have, why did he go back to his ex for sex and not me? Ooh, we look completely different. I'm in shape and petite with a big bum. Wow, I bet she's super pretty. I bet she's gorgeous inside and out. I'm really not meant to be ripping into these people. Apparently I'm in a bit of a roast session mood. She's overweight with no bum. Wow, because that's what matters in relationships, guys. Being petite, pretty, and having a big bum. He was with her from 14 to 17. How many years is that? I'm not good at maths, so I'm going to use my fingers for this. 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh, 3 years. Not long, but from the age of 14, it will feel like a long time, because everyone knows school age, it feels like it drags on forever. And then as soon as you hit like 18, you blink and the years go by. And they had tons of sex, apparently. They split and he went back to her for sex a few times. They didn't have sex again for 6 months. I reckon he arranged this, but as soon as he could get Tinder and drive and go out to nightclubs, he never went back to her. Makes sense. No offense. I mean, in terms of like, and if you don't want the emotional attachment there, then makes sense. With me, it was just a complete split. He never tried for sex with me again until he had to see me, and then I started it, sorry. And he kept saying we're not getting back, but we had sex a lot, then got back together. God, some of these sentences are really just, yeah. So basically there's a little bit of jealousy. This post just screams a bit of jealousy here. So I think also a big lesson to all of us is that looks are never everything. But the reason I wanted to talk about this post was because I want to talk about astrology here. Oh, I know. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm really not sorry. This is literally a lifestyle and spiritual channel. If you did not know, then you know now, and please subscribe. So I like to give a little bit of astrology viewpoints now and again even. I remember seeing a post, I think it was by Jade, because all the posts that resonate with me are always by Jade. I remember she kind of compared 2 different relationships, and it was like a man and his wife and then a man and his mistress, and how the synastry of their 2 charts, birth charts combined, meant that he was so much more not even attracted to, but there was just this kind of whirlwind intensity of feeling happening between them 2 compared to the other 2. So I just wanted to compare it in that way, in that it's not always about how much money this other person has, if we're looking from an astrological point of view, obviously. How much money this person has, how much better they look, or how much worse they look than you, or whatever. It can sometimes just come down to like astrological chemistry, to be honest. Sometimes you can meet someone and they can be either so similar or so different, and it It's literally just, you can see in their charts how much of this underlying chemistry some people can have. Oh, also 12th house as well. Like 12th house, sometimes you'll look at a couple and be like, what? They don't make sense. And I'm sorry, we shouldn't look at people and say that, but sometimes we just do. We look at people and we be like, this doesn't really make sense to me. Like, why, how, why, what? And you know what? It's probably in their 12th house, because everyone else can't see it, but them too, they are sure as hell going to feel it. So I just wanted to add a little razzle dazzle of astrology here. Hopefully it can help some of you guys figure out your partnerships. So look at your synastry, guys. Synastry matters, but they also do say composites matter too. Have to explore that one later. Okay, this one. Is it weird / wrong if you tried to hit on someone in public when we're all wearing masks? How would you react? I don't know why you'll think, but if I see someone, oh sorry, it says I don't know what y'all think. Sometimes I wish I could say y'all. Like, it's so much easier than being like you all, but then it kind of implies that I'm speaking American, and I don't really want to speak American. So, but it is just so much easier. I do have to say, you guys really won with that one. You really did. But if I see someone I like, I'm still going to approach them because of COVID. Okay, I'm sick of acting like it's too risky and like I'm not allowed to. Do you know, I kind of agree with this person, because how are we ever going to interact with each other again if we don't talk to each other? I do think just saying like personal space obviously is a big thing. We can interact with someone, but we can take a couple of steps back. We can keep our mask on. We can give a bit of eye contact. It's not like their eyes are covered, right? So let's give them some eye contact. Let's take a couple of steps back, and if you really want to move to someone, then you can move to someone. Do you? Should I keep it to myself, or should I tell someone to cover my ass? I'm going to pull this over here so that I can read this properly, actually. So I think one of my managers likes me. He is new here, he is married, and his wife works there too on their first shift. Oh, so his wife worked there on her first shift. He kept being persistent on me, texting me pics of an area I'd worked on a few weeks ago. He said in case the main manager complained, he could back me up. The next day, he added me to Snapchat. The day after that, he texted to tell me he was smoking weed with his sister, and he told her something funny I said, and they couldn't stop laughing. He keeps asking me what my type is. He was on COVID leave for a couple of weeks. While he was gone, he texted and said he misses me. Last night was his first night back. He came by my area and said I'm one of his top favorites. I gave him a weird look and said, "Oh, am I?" He smiled and said, "Yeah, but you're dangerous." I said, "Dangerous how?" And he said, "Real dangerous," and walked away. Oh my god, the dangerous line. The dangerous line, guys. Men love to use the friggin' dangerous line when you have no interest in them, but they are having this weird kind of sexual pull to you. Dangerous literally just means I shouldn't be doing this, but I might do it if you let me. Like, really? And then it also puts the blame on the woman as well by saying you're dangerous. No, you're friggin' dangerous. Do you know what? We should be like, yeah, I am dangerous. Stay away from me, please. In terms of the question, I feel like it's pretty hard one, to be honest. Like, workplaces are such a hard thing to navigate sometimes. The lighting is going crazy right now, so apologies for that. Workplaces are a really hard thing to navigate sometimes, especially working with a boss who fancies you. That's even more uncomfortable sometimes. Personally, I find that uncomfortable anyway. And I just feel like if there's a female boss that she's kind of friendly with or that she trusts, I would maybe show them the messages and just be like, you know, I think this person likes me a bit. I don't know. Am I just being, I would really play it down and just be like, am I just being crazy? Like, I love to play that little innocent thing because it really gets you out of stuff. Like, I don't know. Am I just being crazy or am I just overthinking this? But I'm not sure. Yeah, thanks. Oh, you really just helped me. You really just settled my mind. I just love doing that shit because it just means that people help you and they're just a lot nicer to you. If no one likes to play that little dance when just stress, then definitely try it because it gets you very far in life. Anyway, side note. So I think if maybe there's no co-workers or managers, like sometimes there's co-workers but they're a bit higher up but they're not quite a manager yet, like say a team leader or something like that. Maybe you could talk to that one as well and just kind of tell them that this has been going on just in case anything happens, because I know how these married men like to turn things on the women too. But yeah, apart from that, I would definitely just, if he starts messaging about personal stuff, don't reply. Just don't reply. And if it is to do with work related, then sure, reply, but take screenshots of things, especially if you're on social media apps that delete messages, for example on Instagram or something like that, because it won't tell you if you took a screenshot of it anyway. But yeah, I feel like just back yourself up, make sure that you have the evidence, make sure that you don't look incriminated at all. Not that it's incriminating to date your boss who's married, but it's just puts you in a bit of a sticky situation, especially if you're not interested as well. Like, what's the point? I'm here to work, please. Is it weird to ask a waitress to show you her face? Every time I have a waitress serve me, I'm curious as to who's behind the mask. I wonder if she's cute. So yeah, I asked her to pull down her mask and show her face. Yes, it is weird. 100%. As someone who worked as a waitress and still has nightmares about those days, please allow them to work, give them a tip, and leave them alone. And it's the worst as well when you're at work, because you have to be polite. You're like in this weird thing where you have to be polite to people and kind of jokey and stuff, but you also don't want to give them the wrong idea, and you don't want to give your other co-workers or bosses the wrong idea either. So it just puts that person in such a weird and uncomfortable position. Just leave them alone. Question of the day. What are some things you need to do for yourself before you're ready for a relationship? If you are single, even if you're in a relationship actually, what is something you either did for yourself or you did for yourself before you decided you were ready for a relationship, or if you just found yourself in a relationship, what is something even now that you feel like you have to continuously do to help you stay stable in this relationship? For those of you who are not, then what did you need to do? I would love to know in the comments below. In my personal opinion, I think I would have to achieve a certain level of success in my career at this moment in time. I feel like my mind is heavily focused on pursuing my career dreams. And yeah, I feel like as well that just comes to like less about the career, more about the finances as well. Like, to be in a relationship, you need to go on dates, you need to travel, you need to put in time and effort, you need to give presents. Like, there's a lot of outgoing. Every time I just said that, I just heard cha-ching, cha-ching. Also the type of person who wants to do everything to like my fullest potential as well. So I would definitely feel like I need to be at that stage in my life where I can feel like I can give without worry of becoming broke. Let me know down below anyway what you guys would do. This one says, I guess some people are temporary. Is everyone we meet like that? Oh, this just feels like someone who's really going through it at the moment. I've been in that stage. I've been like, I guess, no one is meant to be in my life. I'm meant to be alone forever. When you have supportive family and friends around you. That's just why it's so important to do them gratitude lists, guys, because those like triggering moments, those really down days, especially when it comes to like engaging in intimate relationships, like not friendships, it could be friendships as well. Sometimes it's both at the same time. I've been there, don't worry, I've already been there. Yeah, gratitude list, because it lets you realize the stuff that you do have in your life right now, the things that haven't moved or changed. And also, life is just temporary. It's just something we need to accept. Like, we're all going, not to be morbid, but we are all going to die one day. We really are. Everyone you know is going to die. Let's just all just sit in that for a little moment. Right, now we're over that. One of the biggest spiritual lessons that we all have to learn is detachment from things, from people. For a lot of us, as soon as we become overly attached to something, like, the universe is gonna take that shit away. It really is. So make sure that you are also pouring into yourself, and make sure that other people are also pouring into you, so that you just never feel empty, right? Like, you should never get to a point where you feel exhausted, you feel drained, you feel empty. And if you're at that point, then it means that you need to start pouring into yourself. You need to start loving taking back all that energy, not really taking it back, but bringing back some of that energy and putting it into yourself. Like literally visualizing, just drawing energy back into yourself can be such a powerful thing. I cannot sleep. What do I do to sleep early? I'm not going to read this full thing because I'm kind of not going to answer the question as much as the question has been. I'm kind of not going to answer the specific question, like the details of the question, because this person suffers from worries and uncertainties that don't let them rest or sleep. They also said that they've been to a psychologist, so I'm sure that I hope that they'll be able to get the help that they need for that. But again, I want to bring back astrology. I'm so sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. Why do I keep apologizing? One of my 2022 things, not to apologize for things that I don't need to be apologizing for, basically. Bringing back to astrology, the 12th house, guys. The magic of the 12th house. Attend to the needs of the 12th house and you will be able to go to sleep much better. For example, I have Virgo in my 12th house. I find whenever I can't sleep or I'm struggling to sleep, it's because I have a lot of things going through my mind, much like Virgos do. Many thoughts, thinking about all the things I need to do the next day, all the things I didn't get done this day, all the things I need to do in 10 years from now. Like just so many different thoughts and different this and that. So what I've done, or what I've found as well, what really helps me is having a schedule, a pre-made schedule. If you can't make pre-made schedules, then make lists before you go to sleep. This is specifically for Virgos, but I've found that if I make a list before I go to sleep, if I just organize myself a little bit more, especially if I clean before I go to sleep as well, the sleep is gorgeous. If you know what sign is in your 12th house, take a look at that sign and what it represents, and it will help you figure out what you need to do to help yourself get to sleep, what help yourself rest during that night and keep your brain at peace, your mind at peace, and get a little shut-eye. Is it normal to feel anxiety before a tattoo? She said this is her 6th tattoo, but she's really anxious because it will be another visible one. I feel like this is actually very normal, and I actually went through this. I didn't feel that anxious before getting my tattoo because I don't know why. I think when you know something hurts, the pain of it is less than you expect. But then when you expect something not to hurt, the pain of it is more than you expect. Does that make sense? I literally have like one tattoo. Take me off the roster. So with my little tattoo knowledge is that I went through a little freak out period. I was like, this is going to be on my body forever. Like forever. And then I kind of got like heart palpitations and kind of freaked out. But then I was like, it's fine, you've done it, you knew that you wanted it. Like I literally thought about that tattoo for probably 2 or more years before I got it, so I knew that it was something I really wanted, but it still freaked me out when I got it. So I think that is quite normal actually. Maybe it doesn't happen to everyone, but when it comes to things, especially if they're going to be in visible places and you're going to see that all the time, I realize now that you kind of forget that you even have it anyway. Hopefully I get some more. Red back tattoo, still pending. What are some fun, enjoyable things to do by yourself? I'm not a friend person and I usually spend a lot of time with my boyfriend if I'm not spending time with my family. But at this point in time, I'm spending time away from my boyfriend and I need something to do alone to pass time. Help. First of all, please find some friends if you can. If it's not like a personal choice. Wait, does that make sense? If you're not personally avoiding making friends from people, because your relationship with, just like your relationship with anyone, like we said, people are kind of temporary at the end of the day, and it's really good to have a great support system around you that extends beyond family, beyond intimate relationships, if you can. This is one thing the pandemic taught me. I was very much so, I don't really need people, I don't need that, I don't need this, but you do need people. You just need people to ease your mind at some points in time. Even if you don't reveal all of your darkest secrets to them, it's fine. So first of all, maybe get someone else, join a club where you can meet people who are like-minded. If not, just, obviously, as I always say, I spend a lot of bloody time by myself. Like a lot of time by myself. It's quite worrying how much time I spend by myself. But I also do love myself. So I like spending time with myself. And what great things to do alone is paint. is to draw, is to do art, even if you're bad at art. Like, I feel like art is just so therapeutic. Amazing. Dance parties. Organize yourself a dance party. Solo dance parties are also amazing. Watching movies. Binge watching either like trilogies, well, more than that, like movies that have loads of stuff that lead on from another, and you watch it from beginning to end. Favorite thing ever. Or like watching, like categorizing a movie, say watching only sad, depressing movies. My Pisces moon thriving right now. Watching all comedy movies, watching all romantic films, or something like that. Like choosing a genre to watch from, watching all foreign movies, or something like that. Like giving yourself a challenge for the day. Amazing. Doing your own mukbang, ordering from like multiple different places of all your favorite food, just sitting there and watching a YouTube video. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm getting so excited. Watching other people eat while you eat. Why is it so satisfying? Because you don't get hungry. You don't get hungry the same way as if you were just watching them eat. But for some reason, it makes your food also taste better. I don't know. Someone told me about the psychology behind that. Go for a walk. Or a bike ride. Bike rides are fun by yourself because you don't really need anyone else around you. You're not really talking to people when you're on a bike. Go to the cinema by yourself. Cinemas are so cool by yourself. Especially if you can go when it's kind of like not peak time, so there's hardly anyone there, like really early in the morning or really late at night during a weekday, or in the midday actually. Chef's kiss. Yeah, there's loads of things to do by yourself. Go to a museum. I'm getting so excited thinking about all the things I could possibly do by myself. Go to a bookshop. Do you know what? Just live the main character life. Watch a film of a main character that you love and do everything they do. That's appropriate. That doesn't hurt others. That is them by themselves when they're happy. I'm trying to think of a main character that's actually happy by themselves. Maybe we need to produce more of those. Okay, this is the last question for I was about to say the evening. It's really not the evening quite yet. The afternoon. How do I deal with a friend who keeps lying just to compete? This friend of mine keeps making up stories about guys hitting on her and some other fake encounters just to match my lifestyle. Match my lifestyle, she says. She doesn't get as much attention because she's overweight. What is with this overweight thing? Are we not over that yet? Are we not over body shaming yet? Damn. I really thought we were there. Anyway. I have tried to help her out with her diet, but she won't listen. She wants a guy who can accept her body, but we live in a continent where being fat is seen as ugly. She is 40 now and still struggling to get a date. Do you know anyone like this? 40? I thought this was a teenager writing. Damn. I'm really in shock. Hold on, just a moment. Wow. No, some women are really just... She's not the one. It's not. This is what I say when people think looks are everything, because you're talking about this about your friend, and I know we all sometimes need to vent, and maybe she's very frustrated that her friend keeps lying to her, even though I'm not sure where the lies are, because it's like she's saying her friend must be lying because guys don't like her. So I'm a bit confused here. Is her friend actually lying? And even if she was, then maybe it's because you as a friend aren't supportive of her in some way. Maybe you rub the male encounters that you get in her face. Like, I'm not 100% sure. It seems like I'm getting bad vibes from the person who's wrote this opposed to the friend. So and also we need to remember everyone is a reflection of us. So if your friend needs to lie to you about her encounters with guys, then why do you think that is? Why? That's what I want to know. And trying to help people out and help her out with her diet or something, and she won't listen. I understand that sometimes when people complain about how they look or something like that, it can be frustrated, and then you try and give them advice, you try and help them, and they don't listen. At the end of the day, some people are just complainers in life. Sometimes me, I like to complain now and again. And some people just don't want advice either. Some people just want to have someone to complain to and not give them advice. And if you don't want to interact with that person anymore at the end of the day because you're tired of hearing the same complaint and they don't take your advice, or they don't at least improve even if it is not your advice, this can be about anything, not just weight, obviously, because that's quite a specific subject and it's quite a touchy subject and it's different for everyone. Then maybe just set a boundary there and be like, do you know what, you've kind of spoken to me about this for X amount of times now, or I've kind of heard this quite a few times now and it doesn't seem that anything I can give you is really helping you at this moment. So maybe I would prefer, maybe not, even don't say maybe, I would prefer if we didn't discuss this in between us anymore. That's kind of a nice way to set a boundary, I guess. I mean, anytime you set any boundary with someone, someone's going to get butthurt. I don't know why. I feel like we just weren't taught to say no when we were little. I don't think we were taught to say no at all, really, especially not females. Again, really, gender is really on the topic today. But yeah, so it's something we have to learn, something we have to just get over the butthurt. Okay, end of story. Boundary set, end of story. Boundaries all 2022, bitch. Hey. Mic drop. No, I'm joking. I'm really doing the most. I just realized I will really be the dad in relationships. Like, you know, dad jokes, that's me. I'm a walking dad joke. Like, press me and I'll just spew out a dad joke. It's quite disgraceful. It really is. Anyway, guys, that is everything that I have for you today. Thank you so much for coming to this video. If you enjoyed it, again, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what you thought, your opinions on any of the scenarios, any of the questions that we discussed today. What do you think about my opinion? What do you think about what they said? And offer your opinion down below. Oh, don't forget to stay connected by following my socials down below. We've got TikTok, we have got Twitter, we've got Instagram. We've actually got 2 Instagram accounts. I have my personal Instagram account where I post more daily stuff, or we have the community Instagram account where I post stuff mostly related to this channel and post additional insights, additional snippets of what we got today. So yeah, check it out. And I will see you guys there. I will see you guys here, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.